My countrymen, again we continue our weekly talk and still hugging the headlines, and of course the topic of everybody now is the COVID-19 and the corresponding vaccine that we have expected for a long time. At dumating naman yung mga medisina. Hindi sabay-sabay. Just yesterday, June 6, we received another 1 million doses of Sinovac. This is a part of the 10 million doses that we expect to receive this month, according to our vaccine coordinator, Secretary Carlito Galvez. Coming our way would include Sinovac, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Sputnik, and Moderna. Ang problema dito, yung nabakunahan na, except for the one dose, I think Johnson & Johnson, wala dito yan. Yung nabakunahan na, sa first injection ninyo, kailangan kayo ng booster, a second injection. Please find time to go back and line up and show your card so that they would know that you are receiving the second dose. Booster po yan. Alam mo, ang medisina nitong mga Sinovac, Sinopharm, and the rest, dito ngayon, which are available in the Philippines, they require a second dose, booster. At kayong iisa lang, kulang yan. Pakilinya lang uli for the second dose because ang protection ninyo is not complete without the booster. Mahirapan talaga akong magkumbinsi sa Pilipino, lalo na yung matigas ng ulo. Kindly follow instruction. Hindi naman mahirap yan eh. You find time at your convenience na pumalik doon, pumila, at magpabakuna, tinatawag nilang second booster. Yun ang magbigay sa inyo ng more or less a good protection. But it does not guarantee that you will not be contaminated unless you observe the protocols of the washing of the hands, again, and mask, and social distancing. Kasi hindi pa nawala talaga itong COVID-19. I want the authorities and the LGUs to find out why this is happening and to take steps to return to their ma-imber na sila na madala ng mga barangay captain pati mayors. Kindly help us ferret out the persons who have not received the second booster until now. Nandyan yung medisina. Pinakahintay natin halos 1 taon. Kaya lang naman nakukulang-kulang talaga yung supply. So it took us time to receive our share. But now, medyo maluwang na ang mundo, nabakunahan na sa Amerika halos lahat. They can afford now to share the residual supply nila sa vaccine. Ano lang, kasi itong COVID na ito is a very toxic thing and it can contaminate you again. There is no guarantee. Though it would give you a measure of protection, it does not guarantee that you will not get COVID again. So despite or in spite of your vaccines and boosters, please observe the basic protocol. Mask, hugas ng kamay, at social distancing. Matatapos rin to, especially with your cooperation, matatapos ito. Mas madali. June 5, the global community celebrated World Environment Day to promote greater commitment to care our planet. Sadly, however, the COVID-19 crisis also gave a rise to plastic waste and pandemic. The popularity of delivery of services has produced considerable solid waste, such as the delivery of packaging of both food and non-food products. Also, a serious concern is the proper disposal of medical waste. There have been several reports of poor disposal. Alam mo ito, mga medisina na ito, babaon to. I remember one time when I was mayor, parang isang nurse, dyan lang sa Talomo area, sa beach, doon siya naghukay doon sa sand at doon niya inilibing. That is not the proper way to do it. You might as well wait for the garbage men to lock the garbage and balutin ninyo yung mga ano ninyo, mga medisina, yung naturok na, saka yung mga sirens, balutin ninyo, ibigay ninyo sa basurero. Alam nila kung ano lang gawin nila. So, on June 5, while on a food aid mission in Buena Vista, Quezon Province, our soldiers were attacked again by the NPA rebels. Itong mga wala na ito, they do not have the ideology. Wala na yan silang prinsipyo sa ulo nila makipag-away. They are there to plunder. And to just, for the sheer brutality of it all, they want to kill our soldiers. Yan ang dito napakahirap. The police and soldiers across the country have been distributing food aid and other needs. At despite the sacrifice of the men and women of the armed forces of the Philippines and the police, still they are the object of depredations, attack. Hindi ko maintindihan itong any pandemic where everybody is in need of food and everything. Sa Bisaya pa, I don't know about the Tagalog for the daginot, yung ano bang daginot sa Tagalog? Parang pati yung mga gano'n na maliliit na bagay na hindi dapat gawin, kinakalkal pa rin nila ng away. So, they only have the condemnation of the people, especially from me. Kaya hindi talaga tayo magkaintindihan kailanman. No peace talks can ever succeed under me or under any other president if you do not stop attacking government forces and even civilian leaders. Yung mga barangay captain, ang mga barangay captain is one sector na maraming pinatay ang NPA sa ngayon. Sila ang favorite target. Especially itong mga barangay captains na proactive in favor of government. they are always the object of assassination. Sige lang, total ang sundalo, may mahuli isa, dalawa, magpapiyait naman yan kung ano. Then we would know what to do with you. What you can do, I can do better 10 times over. Anong kaya ninyo, kaya kong gawin. So, I would know how to deal with you. You are insensitive of the plight of the people na kailangan ng pagkain, pati tulong ng gobyerno. Hindi kami nagkulang sa tulong, bilyon yung amin. Hindi yung pitsi-pitsi. And DILG is doing it the correct way. So, nandyan yung, but I'd like the soldiers to know and the families of the fallen heroes that the nation is very grateful to you, and we would know also how to reciprocate their bravery. Itong lahat na ito, total identified man yan sila. Because hindi matago eh. Justice will be served sa kanila in the end. Marami ng bakuna na dating. Do not forget your second dose again. At in our drive against corruption, pasahin ko na lang rin, baka interesado kayo. Dito, sa bago na dismiss from the service sa Sandigan Bayan, Joel Salvador, Regional Director, Environmental Management Bureau, EMB, DNR, CAR. Violation of the anti-graft and corrupt practices and illegal use of public funds. Malversation ito. Diversion of the 758,998.7 allotted to ecological solid waste management to the rehabilitation and improvement of the Regional Director's Office and Environmental Information Center in Baguio City in 2003, including the purchase of construction materials without public bidding and ghost delivery. Itong si Salvador was sentenced to imprisonment 6 months to 1 day and the perpetual disqualification from holding public office. Yung iba, si Perlita Mauri, Budget Officer, ENB, DNR, CAR, diversion of 758,998.7, allotment of the ecological solid waste on rehabilitation and improvement of the regional. Ganun rin. Suspended lang sila. I want to review the records of these cases forwarded to me, and I will study. I might amend the order of suspension to dismissal. Itong si Rolando Reyes, Officer in Charge, Administrative and Finance Division, AMB, DNR, CAR. Ganon rin. Dismissal pala talaga to. In-amend, modified. They were found guilty under case number SB 15 CRM 0099 for illegal use of public funds, penalized under Article 20 of the revised Penal Code. They were meted with a fine of itong si Rudy Bastica, Forest Ranger, Deputy Land Inspector. Suspension lang. But he appealed. Ito, involving in land title irregularities. Pagka may malversation, falsification sa documents, that is a crime. They should be accordingly. Pero kung tapos na, galing ng Sandigan Bayan, if the acquittal or the punishment is given there, hindi mo na magalaw yan under the principle of double jeopardy. Pero ulitin ko, mainit ako dito sa corruption. Marami na kayo. Magsabi ka lang na about 300 of you were dismissed from government service. Meron na. Hindi ko lang inano. Kung gusto ninyo malaman, makinig kayo dito. But I do not band it just for the sake of humiliating the erring employees. But the problem is the right of the people to know what you have done in your service as a public worker. Now, we shall begin our discussion. We have on the